Looking at it now, it all seems so simple. We were we have waited months, and the day is finally here. Happy 1989 Eve, but before we can even be happy, bitch, we have to cry because the timeline, as usual, is on fire. Taylor Swift, or I don't know if she released it or it leaked, but the prologue for 1989 came out, and yeah, Gaylors, you're done. It's over for y'all. I'm sorry. I was trying to like play both sides, be in the middle, and like not bully y'all like everybody else likes to do. But I'm sorry. It's dead. It's done. It's done. She said, "Wait a minute. How did I be brought into this? How did I get into this narrative? Y'all had me with the damn daisies." I was starting to be like, "Wait a minute." But no. She set a torch to that damn flower. She never wants to see it again. Hello, my favorite people. Today we'll be reading the entire, I think it's like 8 pages. Taylor Swift is a writer after all, so I feel like we have to pay our respects. But we're gonna read the entire, possibly, prologue for the 1989 era. You don't understand. 1989, okay, besides Midnights, besides Lover, besides Reputation, besides Folklore, this is my favorite damn Taylor Swift album. This is the album that for me solidified Taylor's status as the pop industry. Not to mention all her nominations, which by the way, I believe the Billboard Music Award nominations just dropped, so that will be the next video that I post. But I just feel like 1989 is such a special album because it was kind of like the rebirth. Just like Reputation was a rebirth of Taylor, I feel like 1989 was our very first rebirth, arguably, of Taylor Swift. This really did solidify, in my opinion, when we all had to, like, there was no question. She is the pop. She is pop. This album solidified that with all the hits, all the bops. Not to mention we're about to get Voltracks, and not to mention she wrote like 100+ different songs for this genre, for this era. And we barely even like have 10% of whatever she wrote. But I'm not complaining. I'm happy just to get one single song from Taylor Swift. Anyways, guys, enough jibber jabber. Let's get into the prologue. Again, rest in peace to Gaylors. I'm sorry that this happened to you. It is what it is, though. Okay, let's zoom in so you bitches with astigmatism can actually see. What the? Alright, I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can, though. Anyways, prologue. Taylor starts by saying, "When I was 24, I sat in a backstage dressing room in London, buzzing with anticipation. My backup singers and bandmates gathered around me in a scattered circle. Scissors emerged, and I watched in the mirror as my locks of long curly..." Hello? Scissors emerged, and I watched in the mirror as my long locks of curly hair fell in piles on the floor. So it literally is like a rebirth moment for her, 1989. Jesus. It feels heavy. It feels like this is a special moment, like genuinely. There I was in my plaid button-down shirt, grinning sheepishly as my tour mates and friends cheered on my haircut. This simple thing that everyone does, but I had a secret. For me, it was more than a change of a hairstyle. When I was 24, I decided to completely reinvent myself! What did I say?! I just love being right. I don't know why, but maybe I'm a narcissist. It's okay. No, but 1989, without even reading the prologue, it does really feel like this was a rebirth. Alright, that's better for you probably, right? How does a person reinvent herself, you ask? In any way I could think of. Musically, geographically, aesthetically, behaviorally, metaemotionally. Musically, obviously, she dove more into the pop. Geographically, she moved to New York City. Aesthetically, she got that fuck-ass bob, and was, like, wearing more edgier clothes, I would say. Behaviorally, she stopped hanging out with a bunch of dudes because she didn't want to be associated with y'all bums. And motivationally, I guess, like, she wanted to prove that she was, in fact, Taylor Swift. So it all makes sense. And I did so joyfully. The curiosity I had felt the first murmurs of While Making Red had amplified into a pulsating heartbeat and restlessness in my bars. Okay, so we're talking about Red era? So we're not even talking about 1989 right here. The risk I took when I toyed with pop sounds and sensibilities on Red. Am I tripping? Red doesn't give me pop. Red, Taylor. I don't think of pop when I... Oh God, I knew you were trouble. Okay, tell me to shut the fuck up. 22 too? Yeah, I'm an idiot. It does, in fact, it does give pop. The risk I took when I toyed with pop sound and accessibility on Red, I wanted to push it further. The sense of freedom I felt when traveling to big, bustling cities, I wanted to live in one. The voices that had begun to shame me in new ways for dating like a normal young woman, I wanted to silence them. So Taylor's always kind of given reputation. She's always wanted to prove people wrong. But at the same time, part of me is like, Taylor, you're freaking Taylor Swift. Why do you care? I feel like she doesn't care now, but it's sad that, like, growing up and becoming this huge star, there was so much weight on her from, like, outside forces. Anyway, you see, in the years preceding this, I had become the target of slut-shaming, the intensity and relentlessness of which would be criticized and called out if it happened today. The jokes about my amount of boyfriends, the trivialization of my songwriting as if it were a predatory act of a boy-crazy psychopath, the media co-signing of this narrative. I had to make it stop because it was starting to really hurt. Oh no. Fuck them, Taylor. Not the guys. I mean, people who had something to say. Fuck them. It's the same people that are like, hate Jada Pinkett Smith because she does what all guys do. And now, like, whenever a woman does it, they're mad about it. Or they don't like it. Who cares? Like, honestly, I don't even want to go there. It became clear to me that for me, there was no such thing as casually dating. Or even having a male friend who you platonically hang out with. If I was seen with him, it was assumed I was sleeping with him. Dang. Dang, that must suck, though. No, because even I kind of fell victim to it. Because I was like, why the heck is she dating Matt Healy? What if she wasn't? What if she was just like his sponsor or something for his AA meetings? Or, you know, whatever. Damn. Anyways. And so I swore off hanging out with guys, dating, flirting, or anything that could be weaponized against me by a culture that claimed to believe in liberating women, but consistently treated me with the harsh moral codes of the Victorian era. A writer. A writer. And that is so true, because even now, like, with laws that are passed, like, we always say we're in 2023, but are we? Being a consummate, vocabulary, optimist, I assumed I could fix this if I simply changed my behavior. I swore off dating and decided to focus only on myself, my music, my growth, and my female friendships. If I only this is where the Gaylors get a good whack on the head. If I only hung out with my female friends, people couldn't sensationalize or sexualize that, right? ? Let me read that again. If I only hung out with my female friends, people couldn't sensationalize or sexualize that, right? I would learn later on that people could and people would. If I only hung out with my female friends. So let's dial it back. She said she's swearing off hanging out with her guy friends in public. She doesn't anymore want to be associated with the ideology that she's like a man-eater or like thirsty S-word, whatever. So her way of combating that was, okay, instead of being out with my guy friends and people being able to judge that, now I'm going to only hang out with my girlfriends. And guess what? People are still judging that. Like, I feel like she's saying she can't win. Regardless of what she does, she can't win. She's always going to be like, there's always going to be a magnifying glass on everything she does and says. If I only hung out with my female friends, people couldn't sensationalize or sexualize that, right? I would learn later on that people could. I feel like she's saying, I've gone through all these hoops to get away from this. I've even stopped hanging out with guys entirely, and yet they still find a way to sexualize me. It must be okay, let's relax. Homegirl's a billionaire. I was about to say, it must be a hard life she has. Homegirl is living good. This is all a lot, sure, but, whatever. If I had billions, bitch, I would pay people to, like, I don't know, suspend accounts if people have something to say. And get Good Morning America off the air, Taylor, with one of your billions. Anyways, but none of that mattered then because I had a plan and I had a okay, if you want to tell me that I need to go back to school, you could have just like tweeted that at me, Taylor. Because what? Dem Banner, as trusting as a basket of golden retriever puppies. All right, she's lost me, but we got the point of kind of why we came here. Yeah, so I think it wasn't like a straight attack, because if Taylor wanted to, like, she knows how to write a word and have us understand what she's trying to say. But I feel like the point of what she said there, which is having everyone up in a tiffy tussle, is that she went through hoops to disassociate from all her guy friends. She thought it was safe to be out with her girl pack, her like friends, the woman that made her feel empowered, and people still found a way to like make that negative or dark or whatever you want to like try to say. Not saying that, you know, homosexuals or anything are dark or negative, but just in the context of why Taylor did it, for it to still be twisted into this new you know, whatever. She's like, what the heck? I cannot win. I cannot live. I cannot exist without people judging me. No matter what I do, people are always going to like twist it into a different meaning than what it just is. And I don't think it's up to us to say or nitpick or try to decipher, is she just an ally? Is she a part of the community? Is she whatever? It's none of our freaking motherfucking business. We saw that when she was with Joe, she didn't, I don't know if she didn't, but she wasn't out in public as much. And now with Travis Kelce, they're out and about living their best lives, it seems. And all, as fans, our job is to support and stream the music. We don't need to be, you know, divulging into anything. She loves a good Easter egg. Sure, it's fun to kiki and caca when it comes to the music. But I think when it comes to, like, personal lives and people's sexualities and all that stuff, like, remember, people are people. Remember, she's a human being. And I've never really said where I stand on the Gaylor-Hetler war. For whatever reason, I didn't even know that we had wars in the Swiftie fandom. It's kind of sad. Like, I expected this from the K-poppies, but from the Swifties, it's kind of disappointing. But just if you care, my opinion is I don't give a fuck. If she is a lady kisser, if she's a dude kisser, if she loves a football player, if she loves a grungy, dungy, raggedy indie boy, or a Londoner, I don't care. As long as she's happy, that's really all that matters to me. And the music stays good. And it has consistently over a decade. So I don't have any worries there. Anyways, guys, let me know if you like this video. I'll see you tonight, though, for 1989. Bye!